It says I'm live. Good sign. Let's just make sure it is true on Facebook. My last one didn't work. I'll have to go delete that. There we go. I'm moving and everything. Oops. Back here. Facebook. I can even hear myself. There we go. Okay. Been a long time since I did a live. I had a bunch of technical difficulties. I got rid of my my Zoom. There's so much stuff that costs so much money, and it ends up StreamYard. I can use this for up to 20 hours for free. So I'm going to try this. It's got a little logo up in the front, and I'm okay with that. So, okay, where are we at? Holy crap, I'm debilitated. I don't know about you, but I woke up today. I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to move. I just feel like jump out of my skin, anxious and uncomfortable, and I don't like it. And you probably don't either. There is so much energy going down. There's so much fear in the collective. There's so much crap going down in the world that doesn't even feel true. I watch some of these Ukraine things and other things, and it feels so fake, so not real, so made up, just to get people angry, weird, scared, frustrated. I live in Canada, and everything just went silent on all the protests and demonstrations. It's still kind of happening in the background. Our prime minister just kind of disappeared. There's stuff going on in the world down south in the US. Everybody's saying it's got to change, and it just feels like the world is broken, and it's hard to even walk or have my bearings. I'm just so anxious. The energy just feels like it's crushing me, and I can feel it in my heart. I can feel it in my arms. Things are pulling at me. I'm just transitioning through all the bull crap that I had with my landlord and old attachments, and I'm just trying to get my grounding and my feet again and get back to my normal nervous system. And I think a lot of people are having this exact same experience right now. Is their unit, your nervous system is just programmed with all this fear and all this distraction, disruption, like getting you to look in a different way than it should. By the way, I'm trying a new background. I don't know. Maybe it's not my favorite. It's like I'm hypnotizing people, but that's not the intention. So what's going on inside is I feel like an assessment of what's going on in my nervous system. Like my chest is tight, my arms are tight, my shoulders are tight. Where's that coming from? Is that from there's a bunch of ties to money and paying my bills and having a job and living in this world? And then there's a bunch of stuff tied to people that are energetically pulling at me that I wasn't aware of before, but I am now. Like with my landlord situation, it was just like living in his house and having to obey his rules and all this dementedness of him having free control and me having to dance around him just got in my nervous system and made me always feel like I was doing something wrong or I was missing something or I had to please him. And it was just programmed into me. I didn't even know it was there, but I started seeing it. And his demands and him changing the rules and all this kind of stuff. We're seeing that all over the place. I don't know if you, with banking, they change the fees with restaurants, with stores. I love a restaurant called Tony Roma's, and they raised their price of their soft drinks to $4. Everybody else is $3. What the hell? All these people are just doing whatever the hell they want because there's no mechanism checking in on them. There's no constraints, etc. So we're having this world. Fees are changing in banking, insurance rules are changing. I see them all over the place. And then at the same time, we have all these people that are in cognitive dissonance. They don't know what to do. This fear, is there going to be a nuclear war? Is there going to be all these things that the media is doing? But it's just crushing them so that they can get out. And this is where it's important, and that's why I wanted to talk about it, is to go underneath and feel what's in your nervous system. How are the hooks there? How do things feel when you hear people talk about them? Do they feel true? Do they feel right? Do they feel like they're crushing you and making you small? Or do they feel like something's changing? And what we're trying to do now is is go in and become aware of the hooks that are into us that have been programmed by media and war and fear and all this kind of stuff. And we want to change that. And we are looking at it inside of ourselves. Sorry, I'm having comments coming on my phone. How do we deal with that? What do we do now? We need to become aware. Start to sit with it, breathe with it. Why am I afraid? Why did I think this thing has happened? I'm part of God. We're part of the universe. We're growing. We're beautiful beings of light. Why is all this collapse of reality, of normalcy going on? Well, it's for us in this really weird way. It's trying to release all those old energies so that it's not fed anymore. And as long as that continues to be fed, it continues. It's a reality that we all believe. So we need to learn discernment. We need to learn inside of our soul what feels right and what feels wrong, what feels off and what feels aligned with God, with new reality. And once we learn that discernment, we don't need to give energy to it anymore. So we're just being crushed and pulled in about 4 different directions at the same time. And we just are being coached into discernment. Is this real? Is this a reality that's going to take us forward to love and light and truth and those things? Or is it still in the fear? Am I feeling in my body? What's the general feeling? And it's exhausting. I want to go to sleep half the time throughout the day. I don't know how people have full-time jobs. I'm full-time just dealing with these energies, but it's happening. And we have to acknowledge it, even if we don't like it or we want to run away from it. Like my body has just wanted to get up and run down the street probably 8 times today. And that's okay, because these new energies are coming and it's testing us and it's going, and we need to sit quietly for a minute and just hear it and say, okay, what is this? And why is it here? Why does it keep coming? Oh, it's an old program. Okay, I acknowledge this old program, but it no longer serves. I let it pass through me and move forward. This is not an easy task. I will tell that to you for sure. And if you're experiencing it, you are triggered to the max. Your whole body is just like, do I need to run away? Is this real? Or is this me being shown my programming? The stuff that's stuck in me, the old, the past, the fear, the frustration. So sit with it. Sit with yourself, be quiet, meditate, breathe. Ooh, this is strong and I'm not liking it. Let it ground through you, let it pass through, sit with it, acknowledge it like it's a little child. That little child part of you is saying, oh, I was young and I was told there was going to be a war and I was scared and all this kind of stuff. Sit with it. Sit and hold yourself and say, I'm really safe right now. Everything's okay. This is hard. It's been tricky. Acknowledge that. Don't say I'm doing it wrong or I'm missing something or whatever. Just sit with it and say, holy frick, this is the hardest thing I've ever done. And it will serve you, because we're resetting that. We want that inner child, that inner part of us, to go back to its trust in God, trust in the divine, trust in that it's all working out. Because if you don't, you're on this foundation that's falling apart and it's all rickety and you could flip over at any moment and you don't know why. You're building that trust inside. You're building that acceptance and that allowing and that purity and that understanding that you're always protected, you're always safe. Even though it doesn't feel on the outside, you're building it inside. And the people that are guiding people and pulling us forward are the people that are anchoring themselves and saying, okay, this is a safe person. They're speaking safely. They're not trying to get me to do something or whatever that's against my will. No, these people are in the same situation as you. These people are just having a new perspective on it. And take that new perspective and it will change everything. You will feel safe for yourself. And it's within. It's not about getting a home or having enough money or your family being around you or whatever. Some of you are maybe completely alone right now. I'd have to give up almost every friend that I've got to get here. And it's been hard. And nobody understands me. Nobody cares, but it's okay. Because I needed that. I needed to find this whole center to me so that I could step out of this matrix of programming that says my safety is outside me and it comes from money and a job and a blah, 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 blah. And there's a million things that are going to be there. But until you find this anchored spot right here in your heart and you can trust it, then you can stand up and say, fuck all this. This is bullshit. I don't need any part of it anymore. I'm a good person. I deserve abundance. I deserve wealth. I deserve love, light. I deserve to be free. And then it starts, because now you've got a foundation where if you're stepping around out there and believing the banks and believing the government and believing the media and all this kind of stuff, you have nothing to hold on to, because it's a whole bunch of control and it's shit that's trying to keep you in control. So love yourself. It's okay. We're moving to this new foundation. Stepping into a 5D reality means you're a conscious creator. You're a part of God. You and everything you say and do and believe is being created. And we're trying to build this awareness that we're self-reliant. This being right here, I've got beings beside me that have their own realities and we overlap. But my reality and their reality are not the same. I'll do a live on it sometime, but just to talk to two different people that have had two different experiences, their beliefs and their realities are completely different. And we don't know that until we start to play this game and start to understand it. But your reality, if you believe all that stuff that's being said and it hurts you, the only way out is to go inside and say, okay, is this real? Does this feel right in my heart? No, there's something off. Use my intuition and magic starts to happen. And that's what we're all being coached to do right now. So I don't want this live to go too long, but if you got questions, if you're struggling with that, you don't know how to deal with it, please send me a message, put it in the live, and we will sort it out. We'll figure it out together. Magic's going to happen. So I love you all. I hope this helps. This is advanced stuff we're having to go through right now. Breathe, let yourself make mistakes. You're not doing anything wrong. It's not all about love and light right now. There's a lot of really density, and don't bypass it. Feel the sensations. You don't just like pretend it doesn't exist, because if you don't reprogram yourself and you don't really trust that what you're believing is real, then how can you open? How can you make a new decision and say, okay, this isn't real. I'm choosing to live in a reality that's here. And yes, it's love and light in here, but you can't live out in your world and be love and light, or else you just get drained. So we're doing it for us. Right now, it's selfishness maybe, but it's doing it for us. We got to change our reality. We can't mix and mingle with a whole bunch of other people's reality and not lose a part of ourselves right now and confuse the shit out of ourselves. So just do it for you. Do it for you. That's why we're being bubbled. That's why we're being alone right now. Just do it for you. Make the choice to trust our intuition, trust our body, and move forward. So I love you all. Hopefully this is helpful. And it's it's a crazy time. So everybody's trying to find their way to get through it. So thank you. Talk to you soon. And we're done. Have a good day. Thank you.